permission risks serious legal consequences. Any unauthorized broadcasting, live streaming, or social media sharing of Affiliate Marketing 3.0 presentations is strictly prohibited. Downloading and re-uploading presentations without permission violates copyright law and may also lead to legal consequences. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to an exciting evening that we have for everybody this evening. Tonight, we are joined by the who's who of Affiliate Marketing 3.0. So please say hello to Lucky, who is joining us from Dubai. We've got Trashit, who's joining us from India. We've got Carl, who's joining us from Australia. We've got Chantel, who's joining us from the Netherlands. And of course, I'm here just as the sidekick from the UK. And last but definitely not least, we have got our CEO all the way from Dubai, and that is Shavez. Now, we've got lots and lots of space. Don't leave anybody behind. That has been our mantra for the last 2 years. Nobody gets left behind. So reach out, contact your community, contact your family, open the front door up, shout to people in the street, get them to come and join the Zoom to witness our 2nd anniversary. This is the 2nd year, the 3rd of October 2025. This will forever be known as BitcoinCode Day. So that's enough of my voice. Let's pass over to Trashit, who is going to help celebrate BTCC's 2nd birthday. Thanks very much, and over to you, Trashit.
Yes, Joe, and thank you, and welcome everybody on this grand celebration of a 2nd anniversary of our own BTC20 Smart Chain. You know, today is a very historic day because everywhere, you know, it's reaching its maximum potential. Bitcoin already hitting its all-time high. BNB, Ethereum, all the coins are going all-time high. And if we speak of BTC20 Smart Chain, with the completion of 2 years, we are also gonna be all-time high. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a grand celebration of BTCC, and you know, the blockchain completed 2 years now. There are many leaders, there are many community members who have been standing tall with this amazing technology, this amazing blockchain for 2 years now. I feel nostalgic when I just remember the first day when the first Genesis block of BTC20 Smart Chain went live. I remember David was the first person who was the first person to start mining. He was the luckiest one who attached his node even before Shavez, right? And he was the first person. You don't get this kind of chances ever in your life. You don't get this privilege to witness a blockchain getting live. We all have been a witness to this. And I'm sure all the leaders can relate to this fact that it was a privilege and an honor to be a part of something very exclusive, very unique, very rewarding, and something which in fact it's already has created a value, and in years to come it's gonna be so much exponential. And BTCC already is transforming lives across the world. So if you have not yet started your mining, then this evening is for you. In fact, this session is for you. If you already have, then I believe that this session will boost your confidence. Tonight, the CEO himself will be sharing the mission, vision, and the roadmap of BTCC. And how did we reach here? So before we get on to the CEO part, let me just give you a brief introduction of BTCC and what it is all about. So anybody who is a part of crypto, obviously they know about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, mother of all cryptocurrencies, the king of all cryptocurrencies, whatsoever you want to name it. But how did Bitcoin become Bitcoin? Like in 2009, nobody could have even imagined that Bitcoin can hit $124,000. but it did. But it did not happen overnight. It took almost 15 years. And it all came from the belief of people, of community who believed in Bitcoin, who are believing in Bitcoin, and who are going to believe in Bitcoin. That is how Bitcoin became Bitcoin, the mother of all cryptocurrencies. But BTCC is nonetheless. And you know what? We have just started. Like Bitcoin, we have 21 million of supply. Like Bitcoin, there is 140 years of mining exclusivity. And like Bitcoin, even we may hit not just 124,000, maybe more than that. So let me cover this journey for you. Let me give you the true essence of BTCC. So ladies and gentlemen, BTCC. BTCC is the fundamental coin of BTC20 Smart Chain. And as you can see, the date BTC20 Smart Chain was launched on 3rd of October 2023, exactly 2 years before. And this was a blockchain. In fact, this is a blockchain which has been introduced as one of the most technologically advanced, scalable, and most compliant. So BTC20 Smart Chain is a EVM compliant blockchain. That means all the smart contracts and decentralized application dApps are 100% applicable and installable on BTC20 Smart Chain. We have the highest TPS, 64,000, and that too with a layer 2 blockchain. We are still layer 2. And we have the lowest gas fees, which is not even a cent. If you do a transfer, it's going to be 0.005 or maybe not even 5, maybe 0.001. So this is a very technologically advanced blockchain, and we are far more compatible than any existing blockchain in the market. Now, BTCC, like all the blockchains, have their unique currency. BTCC is the fundamental coin of BTC20 Smart Chain. And I still remember when Shavez took almost like many sessions. We almost had like a couple of months of sessions and trainings on which he educated us about the blockchain and about everything that goes in and around the blockchain. And we remember how does a on-chain liquidity also can give a value to a coin. So with a minimum liquidity, we started this journey, and BTCC was launched at a minimum value of $3. And from $3, it has gone as high as $217 within this 2 years, all-time high. And even right now, BTCC, based on the on-chain liquidity, it is at $125. So BTCC, the fundamental coin of BTC20 Smart Chain, it is exactly designed on the Bitcoin's protocol and is also referred to us as the next evolution of Bitcoin. Limited supply of 21 million only. The supply only through mining makes it very exclusive. And even with this mining ecosystem, we have a halving event every 4 years, just like Bitcoin. So this makes this coin very limited, very exclusive, and it's only a matter of time when it will be on listed exchanges. And then you will see the magic of BTCC. It's only a matter of time. So start your BTCC mining today. Now, let us have a Bitcoin's perspective. Everybody knows Bitcoin was launched in 2009. The total supply, 21 million, supply only through mining, halving every 4 years. And the initial supply of Bitcoin was 50 BTCC every 10 minutes, right? And what is the current supply after 4 halvings? It's 3.125 BTC every 10 minutes. Just imagine 50 Bitcoins were distributed back in 2009 to 2012, and now only 3.125 Bitcoins are being distributed. And this saga will continue. Or 114 more years, sorry. But Bitcoin's blockchain has its own limitations. Smart contract cannot be deployed. The transfers are very time consuming. And the Bitcoin's mining is energy centric. It requires a shit tons of electricity, and that's the reason why Bitcoin mining leaves a carbon footprint. Now let's have a Bitcoin code's perspective. So on the similar trend of Bitcoin code was launched in 2023 with the same supply, the total supply 21 million, supply only through mining, halving every 4 years. And as of today also, the initial supply is 50 BTCC every 10 minutes. So this is the time, like Bitcoin, even we are having the maximum supply of BTCC. So again, I would repeat, if you have not yet started your mining, you will never ever gonna get this time back or this privilege back. And compared to Bitcoin, BTCC's blockchain is layer 2 blockchain. It is fully scalable, fully compatible, and one of the most technological advanced blockchain. And the Bitcoin codes mining is absolutely digital. That means it is absolutely environmental friendly. So we have the same essence of Bitcoin, but in terms of technology, we are far more advanced. And that gives us a leverage of being exclusive Bitcoin-based blockchain. Now, let us have one more perspective, sorry. It's about the supply and the halving events, how they impacted Bitcoin and how they can impact us. So Bitcoin mining started back in 2009 when the first Genesis block of Bitcoin was created. At that time, the supply was 50 BTC Bitcoin every 10 minutes, but the value of Bitcoin was 0.009. In fact, there was no exchange. There was no system to swap Bitcoin because there were no believers of Bitcoin, only a limited maybe, who would understand the technology, the calculation, and who can foresee the future. So slowly by slowly, when people started learning about Bitcoin, they started investing in Bitcoin. They started participating in Bitcoin. And with the first halving event, Bitcoin went from 3 digits behind the decimal. It went 4 digits in front of decimal. For the first time ever, Bitcoin reached with the first halving $100, $1,100, sorry. And the supply was halved from 50 Bitcoin every 10 minutes to 25 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. And this halving events always had Bitcoin's all-time high. So there are so far 4 halving events. The latest one was in 2024. And right now also you can see the market is bullish and Bitcoin already has reached its all-time high, $124,457. And still we have like 115 more years of this Bitcoin liquidation. So you can imagine with just 15 years, we have an all-time high of 124,000, what we can achieve and with what Bitcoin can achieve in next 115 years. And now having the same perspective, when BTCC was launched, it was in fact launched with a minimum value of $3. Back then, nobody knew about BTCC, but when BTCC was launched, there were around more than 15,000 miners, and the supply was still like 50 BTCC every 10 minutes. And we have today completed 2 years. On 3rd of October 2025, the minimum miners would be more than 200,000, but still we have the initial supply of 50 BTCC every 10 minutes. And already, even before the first halving, we have an all-time high of $217. And right now also BTCC is at $125. So we are still 2 years from the first halving. So you can imagine when there would be the first halving and when our initial supply would be from 50 BTCC every 10 minutes to 25 BTCC every 10 minutes, what a remarkable feat that would be. And in fact, that would be the time when the entire the external community will know and they will participate on BTCC. And this has been designed, developed, and delivered by Shavez, our brilliant CEO. And he has great plans for BTCC. So you can imagine what value BTCC will deliver in next 3 to 4 years. And again, even after 3 to 4 years, we would mention that it is just a beginning, because the journey is of more than 140 years. So how can you start? Very simple. You can purchase any of these NFTs. The digital NFTs give you a privilege of 140 years of mining exclusivity. Of course, there are technical details associated with this NFT. We will discuss it later, but anybody can start claiming BTCC. And that's the reason why we say, knowing what you know of Bitcoin, if you have missed Bitcoin, then this is your second chance. Anybody who can understand Bitcoin, or in fact, who can just learn about Bitcoin even today, they will realize BTCC is something very exclusive and it gives you a leverage to claim what you have missed with Bitcoin. So our only request would be start mining as early as possible. If you are mining, start harvesting as early as possible. And if you are mining and harvesting, then hodl BTCC as much as you can. And you know what? Today we have somebody who is one of the biggest promoter of BTCC. I believe so, in the entire community. He is one leader who has been always spoken about BTCC. He is somebody who has always advocated BTCC in all his presentations. And he is none other than David. David, can we have you on the dais, and can we get your story, your side, your enthusiasm on BTCC? Over to you, David.
Hello, everybody. Good to be here. Yes, Rashid, what is my story? It was 2023, the 4th of October, and we didn't know what we know now, we can now see what the journey is going to be, and I cannot wait until, the next chapter, because we are now layer 2, but we will go to layer 1. And this is such a great journey. And I was talking earlier today with Chantal and the team, and I was looking, at our 3FO now, where we can stake our BTCCs to increase our 2x to 4x in Ethereum staking. And this is all adding up in the whole business. People have to understand that our BTCC has a function. It's a real functional coin, and I cannot wait until that we have that roadmap, because everything is going to deploy on our BTCC, and that is the thing here. Good to see you, Shavez. Very good. And I can tell you, everybody, congratulations for this anniversary. Sorry, my English. But I can tell you, I'm so happy. I can see the excitement in the team. This afternoon, we had the Zoom in the Netherlands, and people are now getting in that the BTCC really, really has an increase in their value, in their daily income potential. So yes, and I cannot wait to go to the next level in this one.
Thanks, David, and over to you, Joe.
Amazing, fantastic, and good to see you again, David. I know you've been traveling and we've missed your beautiful face. So yes, that's absolutely amazing, Trasher. I, like you, remember that very first day when we all sat there, finger poised at the laptop, ready to all start mining at the same time. And I have very, very fond memories of that. And if you'll indulge me a moment before we proceed, a little bit of nostalgia. That was really the time when mine and Carl's partnership really began. because with 15,000 miners all mining at the same time, that created a little bit of a backlog on the blockchain. Me and Carl spent the next 4 months unblocking people's transactions on the blockchain. But in the moment when they got stuck, someone had to figure out how to do it. Now, I would love to say to you that it was me that figured out how to unblock the transactions, but it was, of course, Carl who managed to do it. He figured it out, and me and him were on Zooms every single night, hearing that phrase that Shavez used to say so often: everybody can go and eat Carl and Joe's brain. I remember those words so fondly. So Carl figured it out. Now let me share a moment of nostalgia. While sitting watching Carl unblock somebody's transaction, I was taking notes. So yesterday I was having a clear out amongst all my paperwork, and I came across this. And this was my note taking of Carl unblocking somebody's transaction, unblocking their miner from being stuck so that it could begin mining. People had been pressing stake 10, 20, 30 times so that this transaction process was backlogging and blocking up. Now, this is special to me for a couple of reasons. One, because I was invited to be a part of that process of helping people by Carl, which really started my name being spread around the company, helping people over that 3-4 months. But this was the process that evening on the US primetime Zoom, where Shavez out of the blue called upon me and said, Joe, come and unblock the transaction. Come and do it. And I unblocked my very first transaction live on Zoom on the US primetime, following these notes, step by step by step. And I was successful in unblocking somebody's miner and getting it mining. So it was actually a lovely, what great timing to do a clear up yesterday and to come across that little bit of nostalgia for me so that I could show you all here tonight. But anyway, that's enough about me. Yes, today is a very, very exciting day. They said we shouldn't do it and we did it anyway. They said we couldn't do it and we did it anyway. And they said that we will never do it and we told them all to bugger off and we did it anyway. So let's carry on with tonight's festivities, and let me bring on Chantel from the Netherlands to share some wise words. Welcome, Chantel.
Hi. That is so beautiful to go back into those memories. I know what that time was for me. That was at 7 o'clock in the morning after we would have had a late night helping people. I was sitting with Douglas, who was my technology guy, teaching me how to make sure that people could help, and getting people from Australia and people from South Africa who needed to be there early. So sometimes I was just 5 minutes before 7 ready to be able to sit there and help them and get them on the ground. And a big, big thank you to Ellen, who really stepped up and was, learning from every single Zoom. She went to all the countries to learn because she wanted to give service. And I think this is what this community is for me. In this collective, from the absolute top of Shavez as a brilliant, creative inventor, technopreneur who cares, to Lucky, who is a fantastic woman who says, guys, come, feel also, not just think, and then drives us forward, to David Rashid, come on, Joe, all the other leaders, my own financial freedom team, who have sometimes grabbed me by the hair to say, Chantal, you can present. Chantal, you need to learn to do it. Don't give up. Learn how to mine. Participate in the notes. I am deeply grateful. I wouldn't have wanted to miss it for the world. And then what I saw in Vietnam with this absolute harmonious leadership of Cavildo, who came to us via Nejla. You know, that is the next level. 3FO, all the new products that are there, DO Bank. And I know that later on we will see from Sharif a message that comes deep to my heart. He says, Bitcoin is not just a coin. It is our sovereignty. It is giving access to absolutely everywhere in the world, no matter where you come from, no matter what, you know, what your ambitions are. This is your dream that can come through. Grab it and be part of it. Thank you so much to absolutely everybody. I am deeply grateful and I'm glad to be part of this team. Thank you.
Amazing, Chantal. Thank you very much for that very heartfelt statement, and it was very beautiful. You know, as I ponder the events of this evening and the last 2 years, I think not only is BTCC special to us all because we were there on that launch and because it is a vision that we all missed out on the first time around. And as Trashit expressed, this is a second chance for us to all be there at the beginning. I think for me as well, what makes it special is that this was Shavez's baby before we started in Affiliate Marketing 3.0. We can all remember the events that led to the 3rd of October. And those were events that we all have with very hard memories. But I remember Shavez saying, give me 3 days. We gave him 3 days and he brought us Bitcoin Code. So why is that special to me? Well, because BTCC and the BTC20 network was Shavez's baby long before he met any one of us, before he even knew who we were and what we stood for as a community and as a, dare I say, an affiliate marketing empire. And yet he chose to share his baby with every single one of us. He trusted the comfort, he trusted the heart, he trusted the soul of his baby in the hands of every single community member, now, then, and in the future. So for me, I think that makes it all the more special because he could have kept that tucked away all to himself and came with a completely, entirely different plan. But here we are celebrating the 2nd birthday together as a community and as a family. Okay, time is now for our next guest. Now, this is another person who is very, very close to my heart. Myself and this person have been working together now for quite a long time, long before we came into Affiliate Marketing 3.0. This person took me under her wing, encouraged me to grow, encouraged me to be confident, encouraged me to share and become the person that I have become within Affiliate Marketing 3.0. And for that, I will always be grateful. I really am honored, not just to be the host here this evening, but it is my honor to introduce Lucky to the table. Lucky, love you so much. Please step up.
Thank you, Joe. Love you too. Wow. I feel so much love in this room and with this community. And you know, Joe, you just said that Shavez could have kept it from us, but he chose to give it to us. You know, that was the plan for him. He wanted to keep this because he was building this to launch it at the right time for himself. But he gave it to us because of the circumstances and what this community just gone through. And for that, I'll be forever grateful and 100% loyal to him because what he gave us, he gave us home, he gave us a chance of future generational wealth opportunity. And, you know, when he, as you said, give me 3 days, when he said that, he said, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I will think of something. Give me some time to think about this. And I remember having a conversation with Shavez, and I remember how emotional that time was for us, Shavez. You know, it takes me back. It feels like it was just yesterday. We were in a really tough place. A lot of leaders had walked away, and we needed to come up with something for this community. And you said to me, you know, I will think of something. And so quickly you came back and said, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to launch this blockchain, which I've been, you know, I wanted to launch in a year or two. Maybe you wanted to launch in this bull run. You know, I know how hard you've been working, but I have seen you in those weeks to not sleep. Your team didn't sleep because you got that ready so quickly and you gave it to us. And at that time, nobody had a clue, you know, what they are getting. We didn't know what it was going to be worth in the future. All I remember you saying, I'm giving you Bitcoin 2.0. And that was good enough. We were like, wow, you know, Bitcoin 2.0. And on day one, we had 15,000 people started mining on that day. And, you know, it was just a vision at that time, which you shared, but not many understood. Not many people understood what you're trying to do. I guess after 2 years now, most of the people, our community, now they see it, what you started 2 years ago. So I'm really proud because after 2 years, you know, we are running over 200,000 miners. We've gone from $3 to all the way to $217 within these 2 years. And we have over 500 nodes. And I remember when we launched our blockchain, you said, we need some validators. We can sell 30. Who wants it? Who wants to be the whole owner of the validators? And I remember at that time, BTCC was at $85. So I'm thinking, okay, we need 1,000 BTCC. We need almost convert $85,000. But within 3 days, we sold them out. That's people saw because we trusted you, not because we understood what we were doing. I didn't know what these validators gonna be worth for me in years to come. I did it because I believed in you and trusted in, you know, I had trust in you. So now in these 2 years, what I learned from you is that no matter what happens, you don't sell your BTCC. I remember Shavez says, sis, you just mine, harvest, and hold. Don't ever, ever sell your BTCC. Even if Shavez comes and says, I will give you this much money for your BTCC, he says, don't sell it. So I took that advice and I tell everybody that, you know, so for me, I keep harvesting, and proudly one and only BTCC millionaire in the company, because I have been harvesting and I've been, you know, I have so much trust, and I'm looking forward to the next 2 years when we do our first halving and see where we are. So Shavez, I don't know how I can say how many words, you know, in so many words, how I can thank you for everything you have done. And all I want to say to this community is that keep mining, keep harvesting, and hold your BTCC. And then now we have a utility where Shavez has given us 3FO. Use your BTCC to stake and make Ethereum, because now your BTCC is giving you yield in Ethereum, and you still only stake in your BTCC, not selling, not doing anything. And those BTCC still comes back to you. So thank you so much. And I am really proud and thankful. Thank you, everyone.
Fantastic, amazing. What a fantastic testimony. Lucky, yeah, you're right. If we think back to those days, I don't think any of us really knew what we were doing. We all just were hoping, praying that something would turn out right. You know, Richard Branson always said, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity and you don't know how to do it and you don't understand it, do it anyway and learn about it afterwards. And that's really the position we were all in. if I might share another piece of nostalgia, I also remember night after night after night, the magic whiteboard. Every night, Shavez coming with his whiteboard, sitting there, drawing on the whiteboard, explaining the process of the blockchain and how to create a blockchain and all, so much information. My hair fell out. Look, I've gotten bald at the front. So, but it was, looking back at that, I learned so much from those nights, watching that whiteboard with absolute interest. The notes that I took, you know, it was amazing. And what also came from that is we saw Shavez grow from a person who's only ever been in the background to become this huge leader and CEO, coming to talk to people on our behalf, new leaders coming to speak and share his enthusiasm, to share his vision with the confidence that only a CEO can have. So over the last 2 years, we are not the only ones that have grown. We are not the only ones who have had the joy of watching others grow, but we've also had the joy of watching Shavez become the great man and the great leader that he has become. And I can remember after that day when we first, there was about 30, 45 of us all came together, and we grilled Shavez extensively on his plans. And one of the most beautiful moments, Shavez, for me was when you said, we all asked you, why, Shavez, why? Why are you here? And I remember you saying, because my mother would not be proud. Those words ring through my ears all the time, because I feel the same about my mother. I remember the tears in your eyes when you said, you know, all I think about at night is this person putting their money in, this person putting their money in, that person putting their money in. And I won't rest until I've fixed it. It was a very emotional Zoom, and it was the moment that we all connected with you, but not as a CEO, Shavez, but as a person. And it is that moment that we all knew that we were going to back you 100%, drive this community forward, drive this company forward. When others said we couldn't do it, we did. You chose to stay when others chose not to. And here we are 2 years later, driving that dream forward together. Okay, enough of me, enough of the nostalgia. There is, of course, only one more person that we really want to hear from. Now that, you know, you may want me to say the words, Carl, but we'll come to Carl slightly later. But let's bring our CEO, who has tirelessly worked to keep this community alive, to keep this community driven, and to provide the vision. Shavez, it is, as always, a pleasure. Welcome to the Zoom.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Joe. Welcome to UK Prime Time. Today's UK Prime Time is very, very special, and a very happy birthday to all of us, to all the BTCC holders, to all the BTCC miners, to all the BTCC believers. The conviction with which we started mining, the conviction with which David hit the click, connect to the node on the 3rd of October 2023. With that conviction, we can see where we are right now. We are at, in numbers, if we talk, 4,000% up from that moment of time till today. This is the value, this is the return of the conviction that we all received as a miner, as individual holder, believer of BTCC, because we all believed in the narration, believed in the conviction, believed in the tokenomics, believed in the vision that it is, and it is not money, it is not a currency, it is an asset, it is a commodity, just like gold, just like Bitcoin. It is not something which is created out of thin air. It comes in circulation with on-chain liquidity, which has a mechanism and which took almost 3 months, right, for me to explain to you guys. And cheers to everybody who sat down with me for 3 months tirelessly, day after day, every single day, and listened to me explaining what I explained in one sentence. So, this journey that we covered in almost 3 months was the whole, uh, you know, explanation of those 9 pages of Bitcoin white paper that we replicated as Bitcoin code. Why Bitcoin code? Today I want to highlight and give you guys a little backdrop. You guys deserve to know something more that you don't know. Bitcoin code might have been a coin or token that could have been deployed on any blockchain. Why BTC20 Smart Chain? Not because I was building a blockchain from last uh, 1.5 years previously for launching it organically in the market as a tech, tech house. Uh, it is very special. It was special at that time, and I really took 3 days to decide and to convince my head why to do this and how to do this. Uh, so yes, it took me time, but there was a whole reason why we went to our own blockchain and we did not launch BTCC as a token on any other blockchain network because of the scalability, because of the vision that took almost 19, no, uh, took almost how many years from 2009 to 24?
I see that we all rushed to the answer there. So 224 minus what year?
15 years.
15 years. Yeah.
It
Suddenly everybody's
15
taking their socks off.
it took 15 years for the governments, for the ETFs, for the regulators to understand those 9 pages of Bitcoin white paper, which we all understood, we all learned about in 3 months. So right now, from last year, you see Bitcoin ETFs coming up. Governments trying to adopt Bitcoin in their treasury. Trump announcing a treasury owned by government, a portfolio owned by government that has Bitcoin, that has Ethereum, that has other cryptocurrencies. Why is it happening? Because of the understanding. So this understanding we as developers had acquired, I think, in 3 to 4 years after the launch of Bitcoin, which governments, which institutions did after 15 years of the launch of Bitcoin. And that is the whole reason why BTCC is deployed on BTC20 Smart Chain. It is not a token that is deployed on BNB, that is deployed on Ethereum, that is deployed on Solana. No, the whole reason was to put it on a blockchain separately to make it more scalable and to bring a lot of different things onto it. And I would say this is not even the beginning. The beginning you will be able to visualize after first halving. And when we turn into layer 1, then the beginning will start. So a lot to come. There will be a lot that is there, and there is a lot that is going on in the background. So you have absolutely no idea where you are going. You had no idea on 3rd of October 2023 what you are doing. Like you had no idea when you were putting $5,000 in buying the miner. You are still in the same position. You have zero idea, no clue about what is coming onto BTC20 smart chain and where it is going to be. I'm not trying to pump you guys with surprises or give you guys hopes, but yes, I'm trying to build some hopes that these numbers that you see, the upside of 4,000% you see, you are able to imagine 40,000% in this place in couple of more years to come. And definitely it is not impossible to see 40,000% there. It is not. And it is not also impossible to see 400,000% there. So there is no limit. Sky is the limit. It is limited supply, 21 million. It can go millions, like Bitcoin. Limit as Bitcoin is having a trajectory to hit $1 million, BTCC also can hit 1 million. So all of you sitting on this Zoom, if you are holding even a part of BTCC, can be a millionaire if you keep on harvesting cycle after cycle. So even one BTCC can be worth 1 million. So do not, uh, you know, I know it's very, very difficult. It used to be very difficult for the Bitcoin enthusiasts in the beginning to explain and to understand and to educate about Bitcoin. People bought pizzas with 10,000 Bitcoins back then, and just it is not even funny now to talk about this. I get hurt when I hear about this. So the same kind of hurtful feelings you would have about BTCC when you'll hear and when you will remember that, oh, I sold some BTCC at $25 sometimes back when I was having a crunch. Never ever sell your BTCCs. Never ever give your BTCCs to anyone. And this is the whole reason why in 3FO, so the only purpose of bringing 3FO with biggest utility of BTCC was to give you guys the advantage of the seeds that we had sown with BTCC. It was time for us to reap the fruits out of the whole crop that we had sown with BTCC. And the reason why we only did staking part, we did not introduce deposits, was to ensure that you keep holding your BTCC. The custody remains yours. It was very easy for me to ask you guys to deposit BTCC, and you would have done it happily. You were doing it happily, 40% in AFM, right? So it was very easy for me to take deposits in 3FO, in BTCC instead of staking it. I have bigger plans. You have no idea, no clue what is coming after 3FO. What bigger of a utility BTCC will have for you in life, and I don't want any of you to regret ever in your life that you gave your BTCC to someone. Just like people with thousands of Bitcoin have right now. If you had back then thousands of Bitcoins, you would be in deep regret. And when you meet such people, they tell you their stories about holding 1,500, even 100 Bitcoins. You feel very sad when you hear about them, right? That is the same thing, same feeling that would come when you'll hear about BTCC, when you'll hear about people holding BTCCs and then not having it when it is 500,000 or 1 million. So I want to keep you guys away from this feeling and keep you guys secured in future so that you don't have an ounce of regret when it goes up in the value. This value that you see of BTCC right now is against US dollars. but I don't consider US dollar nothing. It's the biggest scam in the world. US Treasury is the biggest scam in the world. The value of BTCC is cannot be compared, or value of Bitcoin cannot be compared with US dollars. It is an asset that fails Harvey test, just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin proudly fails the Harvey test. It is not a security. BTCC fails the Harvey test. It is not a security. That's why I keep pushing on the narrative. Never sell your BTCC, never sell your Bitcoins. Keep holding them. But right now, what BTCC is giving you, BTCC is giving you 78% every single year as yield in Ethereum. If you hold it with you in your custody, you just have to stake it in your 3FO account and it remains in your custody. It will come back to you when your package expires. When you have Bitcoin, when you keep Bitcoin, when you stake it somewhere, you get some yield. But when the value of Bitcoin goes down, you lose even the Bitcoins that you have. But not in this case of BTCC. Even BTCC goes back to $3, you will never lose your BTCCs with us. It will never liquidate. We have BTCC per BTCC staking mechanism where depreciation in the value would not lead to the loss or liquidation of your assets. It is very simply a 1:1 and 1:2 staking model where the value is not considered as benchmark while staking and unstaking. So whatever BTCCs you have, when you stake it with 3FO, it gives you 78% every single year in Ethereum. And Ethereum, is uh, second fastest growing asset after BTCC. So in next 5 years, where your Ethereum would be, you have an idea. You can go to ChatGPT, you can ask Gemini where Ethereum will be in value in next 5 years. So that's about the idea why BTCC came on BTC20 Smart Chain and why I did not take deposits. Instead, I introduced staking because I want you guys to hold it. I want you guys to keep the custody with you. We are the ones, I'm the same guy who introduced the world's first decentralized on chain banking, where the custody of the funds in the bank account remains yours. So, why to take someone's custody? The same model applies here in BTCC. The custody remains yours. Your keys, your crypto. So you just stake it for a while, you make money, you multiply it, you make 78% per annum, and you get it back. You keep it with you. You wait what comes next after 3FO, and you'll be blown away. And I'm going to blow your minds every 3rd of October every single year. There will be 3rd of October in 2026 when there will be something new. There will be 3rd of October on 2027 when you'll hear something new and different. Every halving after halving, you'll have a different and opened mindset about BTCC. Governments took almost 15 years to understand what you understood in 2 years. These 9 pages of Bitcoin white paper on which the whole industry is based, whole Web3 infrastructure is built. These 9 pages have changed lives of billions of people, and they are going to change lives of our children and their children. This is the future. This is the future of finance in which we are dealing. So why BTCC would stop here, or what is telling you to stop here? That is the reason why I did not accept BTCC as deposits. Instead, I kept the functionality to stake it inside 3FO so that you have custody with you and it remains all yours forever. And you can always say, I'm the owner of all these BTCCs which are staked inside my 3FO, and you can show your portfolio to anyone. And you have zero clue, zero idea what is coming after 3FO, what is coming in next in terms of utility of BTCC. 78% a year is just beginning. Wait and watch. I have bigger plans. This is still the beginning. And I would say on the first halving that it is still the beginning. Because it took almost 10 years, more than 10 years, for Bitcoin to reach where Bitcoin is right now. And it took more than 15 years for the people, uh, the most so-called learned people and so-called most, organized people to understand about Bitcoin. And yesterday only, Federal Reserve officially said that they are going to replace the gold reserves with Bitcoin. So these scamsters are now replacing the gold reserves with Bitcoin. And there's a whole reason why. Because Bitcoin has a value. US dollar is printed out of thin air. Every single Bitcoin that comes into supply has an intrinsic value, and so has the BTCC that comes into supply. It consumes your B fuel and then it comes into supply. So we have a very long way to go. So today I'm here for many special reasons. One, for the celebration of our anniversary. Second, to give you guys some eye openers. So for the leaders who want to achieve rank 10 in 3FO, raise your hands. Let me see how many people want to achieve and reach up to rank 10 in 3FO. Let me give you guys a little reality check tonight. Rank 10 achievers, upcoming achievers, people who believe, people who would want to see themselves taking home $10 million in Ethereum. Raise your hands. Let me see. How many? 29, and on the all the panelists, and Grace with 2 hands up. Grace on 2 accounts. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. Let me show you guys some naked truth. To achieve rank 10, to bring your community and make them enjoy to the fullest the growth factor against BTCC, you need in your organization, under you individually, Grace, under you, you need $729 million worth of BTCC in the organization if you want your whole community to maximize and to make the most out of the staking with 3FO. These are some naked numbers which will, I think, open your eyes. And there are still $1.5 billion worth of BTCCs which are not harvested yet. In the circulating, in the pool, we have $49 million, but this is not enough. You need how much? You need $729 million worth of BTCC to achieve rank 10. And you can do that. How you can do that? You need to start the first thing first. First, you need to persuade, convince, threaten, ask, request, plead, or do whatever you can to ask community to convert all their assets into BTCC. And once they do that, according to my mathematics, BTCC is going to hit $220 approximately. And when it goes $220, many people will start to harvest because their cost of harvesting is below 220 still. their mining from beginning. So when these people will start harvesting, these coins will come into circulating supply, and we need supply. If we won't have supply, then how would you achieve rank 10? Where would you bring $729 million worth of BTCC from? Even if it is, even if value goes up to $5,000 a BTCC, it would be very difficult for you to arrange for your whole organization $729 million worth of BTCCs. So, some reality check to the leaders who are aspirational enough to dream big to reach rank 10 with 3FO. And I'm again reiterating, this is the first and one of the utilities of BTCC that I've introduced. Let it go to the layer 1, and then you will see wonders with BTCC. And as I always say, I dream big, and I have always uh, been driving with vision, and I have driven the products with vision. I have introduced every single thing in the market with vision. BTCC, in fact, came with the idea of Bitcoin 2.0. It was never called BTCC. You guys named it BTCC. You guys gave it name Bitcoin code. So I always drive with vision. With the vision which I'm driving with right now is giving me, you know, aspirations and ambitions that I should not let any holder of BTCC sell their BTCCs or lose their BTCCs. And that is the whole reason why these the learning of 9 pages of Bitcoin white paper, I'm pouring it out to the whole community. Never sell it, never give your custody to anybody else. And same goes with Ethereum. The money which you're making with 3FO, do not stake it anywhere. Keep it with you. Let me give you few more declarations before we finish this. So to everyone, once Alpha AI comes, you know, today I posted one video I made close to 6x in couple of hours. I will be posting more videos. Trashit will be posting more videos. Joe will be posting more videos. Chantal would be posting videos while making money from Alpha AI. All the ranked leaders who are at rank 3 will get access. Hopefully this week, once we sort the whole login thing in the Alpha AI, and they will start sharing the videos. Do not fall into the trap of these 5 or 6 X's. Do not just watch these videos, say congratulations. Do not do anything. Don't freaking put your money anywhere. Just keep mining, harvesting BTCC. Do not move your ass from your chair. Do not do anything else. Do not participate in Pi. Do not trade on LFG. Do not do anything. Just keep mining, harvesting BTCC and make money with 3FO. Make 78% yield from 3FO. Make 156% yield from 3FO and keep it safe in a wallet. Do not stake it anywhere. Do not give your Ethereum to anyone. Keep it with you. In next 4 years. It is going to multiply by 8 times automatically by its own. Trust me, my words. I'm here, you are here. I'll be doing Zooms after 4 years also with something maybe even bigger than this on our anniversary, giving you something bigger. Maybe we would do an event on 3rd of October somewhere in some country, and I'd be standing up on a stage with maybe thousands of people listening to me. So remember this, do not freaking do anything with your money. Do not fall into the trap of 5, 6 X's. Do not participate in anything that goes in the market. Do not do anything. Keep mining, harvesting, holding your BTCC. Keep making money in Ethereum passively. If you don't want to recruit, do not recruit. If you want to recruit, recruit big, go all in. If you want to recruit a little bit, do a little bit. But if you don't want to, do not. Just stay home, be in your senses, keep mining, do not give your custody to anyone, keep harvesting, make money in Ethereum and keep it with you. Do not share your keys even with your children, but write it on a piece of paper in the will when you think that you are going to now die or you're not going to live anymore. That's the only secret. So today, on the second anniversary of BTCC, I'm telling you guys to do not do anything that goes in the market. Even if it is associated with our products, my products, focus on mining BTCC, keep making money on 3FO, actively, passively, whatsoever capacity in which you can. If you want to recruit, you recruit big. If you don't want to recruit, do not recruit. But keep making money and keep it separate, safe with you. Do not stake it anywhere else. Do not give your custody to anyone. And the same thing goes with LquidPay banks. On the same narration, we built a bank, and it is one of the most advanced banks in the world, one of the most evolving financial technologies in the world, for which we won awards already. And I don't know how many more awards we are going to grab with LquidPay Bank. Let it launch, and I want you guys to see the smoothness in the remittances that we are testing right now. It's smooth as butter when you are able to transfer crypto into fiat in seconds into bank accounts. And when you are able to receive fiat in those bank accounts and move the fiat out in different bank accounts in different currencies, it's an absolutely, it's a absolute dream that a financial or a financial specialist, economist had ever lived or thought about when they would have understood crypto back then, back when we understood how to build blockchain and why to build blockchain, and when we started building BTC20 Smart Chain. And of course, it is a product of adversity when we brought it, but it became a blessing for the whole community, and it is going to be blessings for not millions but billions of people like Bitcoin. These are my words. Make sure you do not forget what I said. Do not do anything. Just keep mining, harvesting, make money with 3FO, keep it safe.
Amazing, amazing. Shavez, it's always inspiring to hear from you. Although I am very disappointed that I've